If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the filthy capitalist option. As Sori says, $125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. $125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and you get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at sori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go on the village, facebook.com/VillageXchange. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch.
Buy our merch, indeed. A child shall lead them.
To buy our merch.
Yes, dear listener. Yes, dear listener. Yes, dear listener. We are in the midst of the DJ Ben live stream. If you see it there, if you don't know, now you know. Sucker. Okay. This
Song
is...
number 3.
Blood Ceremony is the name of this band. Eugenie is the name of the song. I couldn't let the year close out and not do my 2 favorite tracks from this album, which I believe is in the running for Neil's Album of the Year. That's a pretty high ball. We've already featured a couple of tracks from Blood Ceremony. 2023 album, The Old Ways Remain. The first one here is quite saxy. Not sexy with an A. No, not sexy with an E. Saxy with an A. If you don't know, now you know, dear listener. Here we go. Ben Bear is the man.
Eugenie is the name of the song.
Sadie is the oracle. Eugenie is the song. Yeah, let's go.
Ironically, the last song we did by this band was the Sadie song.
Was it?
Yeah, it's offensive.
All right, stand by. We're going to do this again, guys. This one's going to be a little bit different. Now, where did I do that? I had 2 of them. There you go. All right, Blood Ceremony, Eugenie, let's do it. If I was to tell you to guess what year this song came out in, what year would you guess?
You know, I feel like that this is weird because I would have said 1970. But I think that that's because it says it in the song, but I actually also think it sounds like that's when it came out. So I'm going to go with 1970.
Yeah, this song came out in 2023.
Holy shit. But do you think it sounded like 1970?
Of course.
Yeah.
They were obviously going for that,
Yeah.
that aesthetic. I mean, I don't know if that's their official video, but I think that's I appreciate that. That's crazy to me. First of all, the name of the band is Blood Ceremony. So it's kind of like a little ghost energy where it's like it's called Blood Ceremony, so you would think it would be like a lot of
I thought it was going to be, yeah, I was looking for
but it's a
black
pop
and
song.
death metal is what I was thinking.
But it's a pop song, you know? You see what I'm saying? It's the same thing with Ghost, like Ghost, and then they'll talk about the devil, but then it's like a pop song.
I hear you. Don't get too comfortable though, because the next song after this one is also Blood Ceremony. Maybe this is like a one-off for them. I don't know.
Where they're like all sing-songy.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah. I mean, but we got 2 songs back to back from them, so we're gonna get a little bit more of a taste.
You got this like really hard name, Blood Ceremony.
Yeah. But
then it's like, it sounds like 70s pop music. I mean, I think it's brilliant. Like I'm a fan of it. It's definitely like a left hook, but I don't know. Like my problem is like I don't know how it can be a one-off because it was so dated and it was so like on purpose.
Oh
so
yeah. I'm saying I don't know.
Like the 70s.
Yeah, I don't know if they. I don't know. I'll have to hear another song by them, but I don't know if it was like sometimes maybe people want to try something different. Like let's throw this random one in there that's completely different. Maybe this is their complete style all around. It's a relationship song?
They've been around as long as Ghost.
Oh, really?
Eugenie 1970, what have you bought for me? Never had I thought it possible of one so young and free. Eugenie, my sweet Eugenie, your heart's not cruelty free. There's more in this than in your philosophy. So it looks like he's some... I don't want to say rock star, but he's a dude who's having girls delivered to him, basically.
Oh.
Eugenie 1970, what have you brought for me? Never had I thought it possible of one so young and free. Eugenie, my sweet Eugenie, your heart's not cruelty free. There's more in this than in your philosophy. So I don't know if Eugene is the name of some like corrupt like manager back in the days in the 1970s, but at the same time, like he's called Eugenie as in the genie of the lamp because he grants you wishes, right? So it's kind of like, each verse almost looks like one of the wishes, right? Because he says Eugenie 1970.
Look, there's 3 verses.
She does that 3 times. 1, 2, and then 3.
Your heavy company, the devil couldn't best you for wit or charm with all his finery. It's fine for you to see there's more in
this in your philosophy. Yeah, so it looks to me like Eugenie, the character Eugenie is some guy that's responsible for getting this other guy, human beings to play with.
Really?
Say it that way. It's what it looks like to me. I don't know.
And that's not based off the video. You're just going over what you have here.
Well, no. I mean, obviously the video is informative too.
Okay, I was hardly watching the video. Because I'm like, what have you brought for me? Never have I thought about. I thought that it was one of them talking to the other. Okay, so let's say I'll just throw out my theory.
Well, if you're talking about the Marquis de Sade, the Marquis de Sade was a massively famous sexual pervert. I mean,
did they mention that?
Yeah, she did say Marquis here.
I thought I saw something about that there.
The wicked Marquis took up his pen and said, "The whip shall set you free."
So who's this character?
Marquis de Sade was obviously, I'm a Christian, so I'm going to say he was a sexual pervert. But obviously,
okay,
Sadie.
But what's his story? Look,
Sadie,
nasty on my elbow.
Sadie, I think probably would not characterize the Marquis de Sade as
Yeah, but what's his story like?
As a sexual pervert.
Why are you saying that? And what relevance does he have to this song? Because I feel like he must have been into it.
She literally said right there.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know anything about the person, so I don't know how it fits in.
Well, again, like if this is a conversation about a guy if what I'm assuming is right, Eugene's role is to get this person, the narrator, whoever they are, their job is to get people for this person. What have you brought for me? So that's his job, is to get this person, girl, I'm going to say girls, whatever. So, and it's saying, my sweet Eugenie, your heart's not cruelty free. Like, they know what they're doing is wrong, but they're going to do it anyway. There's more than this in your philosophy. So, that's...
What about your heavy company, the devil couldn't best you, with wit or charm, with all his finery? Doesn't it seem like Eugenie would have already been swindled by the devil, the fact that they're doing what they're doing? Because Eugenie is bringing girls to this person.
Yeah.
So why say that the devil couldn't best you with wit or charm?
I think that's a way of saying...
Like literally watching the way that you're looking at me.
That's a way of him saying that you have a lot of wit and charm, because the devil's looked upon as a sly. So if you were to say like slyer than a fox.
Oh my word. Okay.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that person is bringing... That's one of the reasons he's able to get this steady stable of women, is because Eugenie is he's got away with words with the ladies. It's time for you to see there's more in this than your philosophy.
Yeah, what'd you get out of that?
I just think he's saying there's more in the act of sex than sex itself. That's more important than all the shit you're thinking about. You know, like one of them's really, really philosophical, and the other one, to me, is more physically oriented. See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Tony, we're talking about the lyrics here. We're trying to decipher what's going on. I think what's happening is that the term...
Oh, so you're saying Eugenie is bringing girls to Marquis.
Yep, sure.
That wasn't what you're saying?
I mean, the Marquis de Sade, I think, is the...
Because the wicked Marquis took up his pen and said, the whip shall set you free. Eugenie, my sweet Eugenie.
It is always by way of pain one arrives at pleasure, Mr. de Sade. As I said, like the...
Wait, what'd you say?
That's a quote from the Marquis de Sade. Like, everybody knows who the Marquis de Sade is. Like,
well, not everybody. I don't.
Well, aside from you, but like...
That's why I'm asking, because I don't know... I've never even heard of them. I don't remember ever hearing anything about this person.
Yeah, like all them, like, I'm not gonna like use adjectives and get myself in trouble here, my folks. Just like chill out. But the guy, he's weird, man. He's that's all I can say at the moment.
My God,
Google
can
him.
some of you girls tell me, or some of you people in the chat tell me what's going on with this person?
Oh, look. Eugenia de Franva is a woman.
See, I feel like that's why I'm like, when I was reading it, I was like, man, I literally was just thinking, could Eugenie be the woman, though? Because he says at the end...
All that works.
Wait a minute. Yeah.
So what do you got?
Yeah, because he's saying, well, what have you brought for me? Never have I thought it possible. I don't know what he brought, but what she brought.
It's another person. Because look... Never had I thought it possible of one so young and free.
Yeah, but Eugenie could be the one that's so young. No, Eugenie is a takeoff of a genie, which is not free.
Well, he's just... I think you're overcomplicating it. Like, the setup is pretty basic, right? There's a guy who wants a girl, and then he has an intermediary that gets the girl to him. Right? Like, that's the role that Eugenie's playing in this song. Right? Like, it's not... Like, there's not much to overcomplicate about it. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's right.
Well, thank you for the clarity.
Well, what's confusing is what I'm asking you.
Well, because at the end they're saying the wicked Marquis took up his pen and said, the whip shall set you free. But we're talking about somebody that was free. Your heart's not cruelty free. But no, there was something right there of one so young and free. Ugh. Okay, maybe I'm just overcomplicating it.
Well, I think that the reference to the Marquis de Sade, the genie thing, obviously there's the entire thing is a sexual undertone to it, right? Because
yeah.
So that's all I'm saying is that this genie person, whether they're male or female, is bringing the girls to this person, and he's just talking about, you know, that relationship. It looks pretty. I mean, it says winsome perversity. You know what I mean? Like, it's right. It's not hidden. I mean,
that's crazy. So I see what you're saying about the ghost.
It looks to me like the author also agrees with me that Mr. de Sade was a pervert. Because it says perversity right there.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
These are not my Christian sentiments. The dude was a pervert. You know what I'm saying? Like, holy smokes.
So I see what you're saying about the ghost undertones because it had this sort of smooth, saxy.
Well, yeah, it's like a poppy sound. It's a poppy
music,
sound that
poppy
you'd hear at the
mix.
Shake Shack or something.
And then here comes these lyrics. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I love Sadie. Sadie, Mr. Collins. You should have been an actress, Sadie. For the love of all the gods, named and unnamed, this is painful. What the f*** are you talking about? She's so weird, dude. All right. It seemed like it was a decent song to me. It was a little bit like I said, it was a little bit ghosty, but holy shit. There was this
I like the sound
in the
of it.
late 90s,
I'd listen
like
to more.
around 1999, 2000 era, maybe even 98. There was this HBO series on the Marquis de Sade. And it was one of those things where obviously like I was a kid in high school and like my parents had HBO in the room. Mm-hmm. So HBO was in the room, but our TV downstairs didn't have HBO. All we could do was watch wrestling and MTV and shit. So one of my parents at the time was like out because they were, Mets, whatever. And so you could watch anything they were watching because they'd sleep with the TV on. You could watch anything they watched. All you had to do was stand in front of the door. So if the door is open, you could go right in. So I'm watching this shit, and then it starts getting sexual. I'm like, oh, yeah. And then it went left, like really left. And I was like, yo! I was like almost traumatized, dude. Like,
are you serious?
No joke. It's, white people, like, I'll talk to you offline. But it was just one of them situations, man, where I was like, oh, yeah, I'm not supposed to be watching this. I'm like, yeah. And then it was just, what are you doing to her? I got out of there so fast. I went to school the next day. I was like, yo, y'all niggas not gonna believe the shit that I just saw on TV, bro. So I started explaining to them what I was seeing. They laughed at me. And I was like, yo, man, that's like, whatever. I'm like, man, y'all crazy.
How old were you when you saw that?
I was 15, 16.
Oh, I'm picturing like 11. I mean, I'm sure it was horrible and whatever, but 15 or 16 is a little bit better than 11.
It was horrible to me.
But that's,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm looking up the homie later. I need to know what the story is.
But again, don't get mad at the term pervert. The term was used in the song. Don't be mad at me. The term's in the song. You can't be upset at me. The song said. Anyway, shout out to Marquis de Sade, I guess. Just, protect your neck. Y'all into that shit, man. Shout out to the Marquis. What did you like the song? What did you get the song?
I mean, it's a 9.7 for me. It was very smooth. I liked it. I mean,
I thought it was,
and I don't have any negative feelings toward the homie yet because I don't know how perverted the perverted person is. But your reaction makes me think it's really extreme, and I almost am like, do I want to know that information? There's some things that you just wish that you just didn't know. Yeah,
like I wish I never sat by the door when that movie was going on. For sure.
It was a movie? Not a documentary?
Well, it was a miniseries. It was almost like Tudors a little bit. But it was just this dude just, in my view, was just on another level. It's just not something I was prepared to see. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like,
there was a scene on Game of Thrones that friggin'
yeah, like sometimes
I wish I never saw it.
Yeah, that shit. I was just like, holy shit. But then I was just being like, it was weird because I was the leader, but there were obvious things that I was naive to because of my upbringing. Because I was not born in the ghetto, so mm-hmm. There was a lot of things that I realized that I was sheltered from, in a good way, and that was one of them. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, yo, I thought it was like really crazy, like white people shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, but then I went to school and dudes are like, yo, what's wrong with you? Like, I'm like, what? It's crazy. Rate the song, damn it.
I already did. I gave it a 9.8.
Read The Misfortunes of Virtue. I read it when I was 12. I believe you read that book when you were 12, Sadie. What did you give it?
9.8. What are you giving it?
I really like this song a lot. Remember I always tell you, like, the 1970s is like my time period?
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm struggling with giving this a grade, because I really enjoyed it. And I also
having a hard
loved
time to separate it from what you saw.
I also loved the visuals, actually, because, like, even though, like, she was playing a role or whatever, like, it was still classy, but I definitely felt like this is two people in the 1970s, you know what I'm saying? And I just remixed it. I'm like, oh, they've been married for 3 years or whatever. That's what I had in my head, with those. But like, I really, really love that 70s vibe. And I'm blown away that a band in 2023, which we're almost out of 2023, but I'm blown away by a band in 2023 sounding so much like an actual band from the 1970s.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Like, the ability to do that. And I know some of you guys, like, I mean, some of the guys were on the side saying, well, it was like recordings and it was analog and all. Like, I don't know that stuff. But, so I'm sure there's settings where you could make a 70s sound, but, like, the vocalization, the song structure, the whole thing, I just really liked it. 9.3.
There you have it. We will be right back.
Ben ranked that at a 9.5. Was that the real video? No, it wasn't the real video. The other video was, like, giving us hell to download.
I don't even actually think it has a video. I think it was just audio on the other thing. When I was trying to get it downloaded, I was looking for one, and I couldn't find anything except for that visual one.
White van perverts are bad. Yes, white vans. Those are the problems. Okay, it was so analog, and I love. Yeah, so analog. Okay, so analog is when you record on tape. Yeah, I guess it gives it a different feel or something like that. But it sounded like a genuine, like, authentic band from the 70s. Not a band from 2023 playing a 70s song, if that makes any sense.
That's interesting.
What?
So you're saying if you record your song on tape rather than recording it how we do, like, it's going to make it sound different based off. That's what they're saying, and they're saying it gave it more of a 70s sound based off of them recording it on a tape. Yeah.
Like, that was the tech that they had at the time.
Yeah.
But
they captured it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, they did. I just think, like, overall, they did such a good job with the 70s feel. All right, guys.
We'll be right back.
We will be back on the other side of the break. We're still in the midst of the bed stream. Don't touch that dial. Be there, be square. All the other things that people used to say that I didn't really know why, but I'm going to say it anyway because that's how I grew up.